going on, everybody? I have skipped a lot of things, but I'm still within my first week or first week and some days here in London. Excuse the lighting, but I booked my first studio session at Point Blank School, and I'm about to work on some projects back home with G Squared off his album. I don't know if he wants me to say too much of the details, but I will play like one of his songs that I'm currently mixing. And I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind. It would probably be like a nice promotional marketing thing for him. So, but before I even start, I'm letting the computer load up. And this is the studio so far, so I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all, what's around me. First things first, I'm in a small room. Pretty much like a square. There's the booth, got the drum mic set up, padded walls. Then inside, I'm inside the control room. You got padded walls. Lights are okay. I wish they could be a little brighter. I wonder if I can do that. Probably not. But yeah, I'm just in a small room, looking at the control center. We have a mixer console. I kind of pushed everything to the back because I'm not going to be touching any of these. All I'm really using is the speakers to finalize my mix. And there's a Point Blank. Use the school logo. But I definitely show what's around here. We have a machine. This is like the most expensive and biggest one the machine has to make beats on production and stuff like that. I personally use MPC. I have the Renaissance, which is this is pretty much their competition right here. Renaissance, a Cayenne machine. I'm trying to focus it, it's not focusing right. There we go. So yeah, I have a homie, he using this. It's a good machine. I ain't gonna even front on it. I used it before and made a pretty dope beat. Then we got a Roland. I don't even know what they call it, but this is basically what they use to help with making beats, mixing, editing. Let's see what they have here. You got so dim in here. You got your volume, your mic level. Then this is a light, an indicator that lets you know if the sound or the person singing, rapping, doing whatever is peaking, which basically saying turn it down. You got your pitch, formant, don't know what that does. And here you go. You got pitch, direct, scatter, radio, bass line, bass lead, reverb, mixed balance. It's pretty straightforward. That's what a lot of these hardwares are today. Whatever you need to do, they pretty much put it on there for you. Here's like a rhythm performer. It's kind of like an old school where they used to make beats. Not make beats, but it's more like, I wish I could explain this better. I've seen it used where, say, a drummer came in and he laid down his drums, and then the engineer would kind of make like a same rhythmic drum pattern to what the drummer did to kind of help give it a more punch, a more edgy sound, engineering wise. They'll add to it. And then they got this thing here. I don't know what it is. Let's see. A touch bass line TB3. So, I see volume, cutoff, resonance, accent. I'm not familiar with that. Then you got your control board. This practically controls everything. Like I said, I pushed it off to the back because I'm not using it today. But here they have it pretty much labeled out. Talk back if I'm talking to the artist. I say, hey, let's do it again. They say, okay, and I turn it down, then we record. Got your mic 1, mic 2. Then you got these two up for me, laptop, because I brought my laptop. And then what we got here? Base station, TV3, don't know. TR8 out, stereo out, so I'm using that. So my mix will come out of the speakers. And then sound card, and then this the master. And all these are just equalizers, EQ, aux, setup, panning, stuff like that. So cool. Then we got a keyboard here. It's on. I didn't turn it on. I'm not gonna use it. This is my interface. This is what I use it back home. This is what I use to mix, and then another keyboard. So that's pretty much, the rough gist of it. So what I'm gonna do now is on my laptop, which I don't know what this is. Let me X out of this. On my laptop, this is G's Mix. So in a moment, I'm gonna start mixing, and I'll play the camera. I'll play the video, so y'all can see what I'm doing and also hear what I'm doing as well. Hopefully, the mic pickup on here is good to where it'll pick up the speakers very clearly, and you can hear what I'm doing. Okay, I've been here for a good minute now. I've been mixing his first verse. So I'm going to go ahead and play what I've done so far. And when you hear it, leave a comment at the bottom. Let me know what you think. I know it's going to be through the mic of the camera that I'm using, but hopefully it's clear enough to where you can hear, at least his lyrics and the beat. And that's pretty much all I'm looking for. So let's go ahead.
A butterfly flaps his wings, causes a tsunami in Tokyo. A consequence of his action, do you suppose he knows? And whenever I'm feeling empty, mine is on overload. Higher than the Georgia pine, but this here is my sober flow. Soviets separated but tied like a pair of knots. G-sweat on the Ferris wheel, writing raps until it stops. Lyrical reparation, 40 bars and a soda pop. And this is how you know I'm hot. But what's confusing, these Confucians don't abuse it like Buddha. Do everything in moderation, but obsessed on the fact that when I rap it's saturation. All about the journey, not too much about the destination. The best you facing with preparations, the rest was Satan. But still so heavily melody state, there's no escaping. Trapped inside is still rapping, no take me so far away with no intent to return. Letting it burn with no debating. Bait. Nigga, this is well orchestrated, never lie. Relationships and sentences, the base to tell you why. But I'd rather keep the shit in the basement.
Yeah. And that's it. Let me know what you think. And I'm gonna get back to the mix. What's going on? I'm back again at the studio, or at the school. I booked another room. I'm in Studio 1, and this one is a classroom / studio. As you can see, there's many computers behind me. At every desk they have an Oxygen 25, which is kind of cool because I have the Oxygen 25 made by the same company, Audio. And again, I am in the studio to use their reference monitors. Which this time I am working with a Mackie. I've never worked with these before. Hold on. So yeah, this is the studio console for Studio 1. This thing is freaking huge, man. I got my laptop all disrespectfully on it, but the guy said it was okay. I just put my laptop there. Get a better look at what we've seen here. It's just half the board. Can't wait to start learning how to mix on a console like this, especially analog. But I'm really here for this. Mackie HR824. I'm finishing up G Squared's song off his album. Again, I would not stress detail because I don't know if he wants to put that out to the world yet. But I will share a little bit of his music since I'm working on it. I don't think he'll mind. My only problem with this room is I have no form of padding on this wall. And I have a window right here. So I don't know how true my mix will be. I do have padding back here. You know, it seems that it absorbs pretty well. I just wish they had that on both sides. But I'm gonna try to make this work.
Stronger than I look, slept on like a futon and somewhat overlooked. Never get the best of me, ready with all my weaponry. If I don't see tomorrow, here's my wisdom for the books. Smarter than I let on, stronger than I look, slept on like a futon and somewhat overlooked. Never get the best of me, ready with all my weaponry. If I don't see tomorrow, here's my wisdom for the books.
What's going on, y'all? Another video. I think this is my third time in a session. I booked another room. This is Studio 5. So far, second week of school, I've learned some new things. I'm about to apply them to my old mixes and see what I could bring out. But before I do that, I'm gonna show you, the studio where I'm working at. Studio 5 looks like you could do the most here. First off, on the left, we got some turntables, DJ controller, got faders, sliders. Then we have some keyboard, another keyboard, another keyboard. Then you have a rack full of compressors and your patch bay. And what is all this down here? Don't know. I can honestly admit that I don't know. And then of course the rack goes down. Desk. Before I get to all this over here, you got yourself a sofa. So they try to give it the real studio feel. Put a sofa in here. You have some guests to sit in with you. Padded walls, thank God. They're behind me, which is cool, which is great actually. But I mean, we got a big window here on the sides, and we got this door here. And the studio is kind of panned off more to the right of the room than the center. So these are the things I'm paying attention to that I'm gonna have to keep in mind while I'm mixing. We got some KRK 6, Rocket 6. Not too excited to work with them lately. I've been hearing, I don't want to say bad things, because I'm not here to tarnish names of brands, but I have heard and worked with better monitors, so I'm not really excited to work with these. I've always loved the big knob, and they finally got one. I'm finally working with one personally in this studio, and basically I'm just gonna touch what is called the big knob. This just adjusts the volume, but this allows you to patch in other speakers. You can play them all at once. You can select which ones you want to play, but right now they just got one setup. And then also control headphones and all other stuff like that. And you got your mixer console. I'm not gonna touch any of these because I have no purpose to. And then there's the booth, and then you see me reflection. Yeah, okay. See the booth, mic. Can't really see in there, it's dark. I didn't book the booth, so I'm not gonna be using that. Over here you got the Apple computer, point blank. And let's see what they got here. You got a machine. It's like this thing is in every studio. I can't run away from it. Then you got a synthesizer module. You know, don't know what it does. MIDI timepiece. And I believe this is an interface. A Fireface. I don't know what they call these things nowadays. Oh, okay. This is more like one of those things, if you make beats, you see a plugin that looks like this. Set up your sound and, you know, you put in your synth or whatever it is. So there's like one here. Let's see if I can get it. Man, it's real bright outside. It's the window that's fighting this. There's another one there. And here's another keyboard. This is the one we use in our classrooms. It's pretty cool. And looking at this buddy again. Keyboard. This again. Another keyboard. But yeah. About to go ahead and crank up my laptop and get some mixing.